I'm Diana. I've been a member of the credit union since 1991. I got started working for a school district when I was forced to have to go back to work, and I went back to work driving a school bus. I drove a 40-foot school bus that held 91 kids, and working for the district, I was introduced to the credit union. And they offered such wonderful things that I joined. My husband joined. I had both my children join, and I also had my mother join. I mean, we had savings accounts, we had checking accounts, and over the years we grew. I have my mortgage with the credit union, I have my CDs with the credit union, I have my IRAs with the credit union. You know, we've always been able to depend on the credit union.
My name is Ryan. I've been a member with SchoolsFirst since 1993. I got started in education when I was in high school. My senior year, there was a scholarship that was given out by the Career Center, and it was given out to future teachers, and for some reason I got it. At that point, I had no inkling that I was going to end up in education, but it kind of turned me on to it a little bit. I started as a history major, thinking I wanted to be a history teacher. Then I quickly realized that I didn't want to do history, and I moved into kinesiology, where I ended up getting a kinesiology degree, and now I'm a PE teacher. I'm going on my 23rd year. So one of my favorite services that SchoolsFirst has to offer has to be the Summer Saver program. They take into consideration kind of our unusual schedules, our unusual salary schedules, the ability to have summer skips on your credit card, on the credit cards that are geared towards educators. It's just they take the time to think about letting the teachers stretch out their money throughout that 12 months, in some cases where you don't get paid for 12 months.
Years ago, my husband and I got in a situation where we were struggling financially. But every time I tried to apply for a loan or do anything, it was no. And I went to the credit union one time and applied for a loan for a computer, and they authorized it. And I sat there and I cried like a baby. I mean, and the guy looked at me like, "What is your problem?" And I told him, I said, "You don't realize for 10 years now, everybody has said no. And I said, "You're the first people that have said yes." And I said, "You don't know what you've done for me. You have made me feel like a person. You've made me feel good about myself."
My daughter, Elizabeth, who's 21, who's actually going to school to be a teacher. And then when my daughter was old enough, we opened up an account for her. Through SchoolsFirst, it started as a way for her to save money for an 8th grade DC trip we were doing. And then when she got old enough, it transitioned into her own standalone account.
I have learned from my parents that it is important to save, even though it can be kind of hard sometimes. I think they've given me a strong will to want to save money. But when I was younger, I definitely was looking forward to putting my money in my grandma's school bus piggy bank.
When my wife and I met, it was important for us that we wanted to pay for our own wedding. So we were able to utilize SchoolsFirst as a way to save our money, to build that nest egg up to be able to do our own wedding. And then after we got married, it was a way for us to then start to save for a house. So at different landmarks throughout our relationship, it's been there to help us kind of get to the next step. And the products that SchoolsFirst have for us make it easy when we want to do it.
You know, the thing I value the most about the credit union is that no matter what you need, they're able to help you. When my husband passed away, he just passed away in June, I went down there and had to close out his accounts. They were very, very nice to me. They were very sympathetic. They took me through all the steps. They told me what I needed to do. They helped me with everything. They were very kind. Because it was hard. It was very hard to go down and close out his stuff, and they were there to take care of me. They're like family. You know, they really do. They treat you like you're important. Thank you for taking care of me all these years. Thank you for helping me through one of the hardest times with my husband. And just thank you, because you've always been there. You've been there for me when I needed you. And I know you'll be there for me in the future, and I appreciate it.